Hello, it's Mr. Newbold helping you on 8.4. That's what we're going to be helping you on there. But before I do, I just wanted to show you, we'll show you a nice day next week. Just showing you a blustery day, windy right now. Just kind of, as I'd say, Paddington Bear would say, chucking it down like cats and dogs. This is brother's back garden, barbecue, little greenhouse, and you can see that. And I'll just head upstairs. One moment. This is a little kitchen. Little fridge. Little Hoover. Washing machine, drying machine. Just a very rainy, windy day at the moment. But next week we'll have some more sunshine. But typical day, British weather, really. Open shower. Get yourself all, kind of wets the whole room clean. And here we are. The room that I'm staying in. Tiny little room, but very nice. Very grateful that they're having us stay at their home. Alright. Let's see some, what does it call it? Some rationals, some fractions, some ratios, as well as some probability going on there. Is that light too bright, I think? Woo! Okay, thanks for tuning in and learning how to do some ratios and probability with me. So what we're looking at here is 8.4, and we're going to start off. So make sure you show all your work for 8.4, and in the standard XY coordinate plane, what is the slope of this line? So that's back to 8.1. So you just want to put it into slope-intercept form by solving for y. What is the slope of the line? So if you minus 11x over to the other side, so that you have 6y is equal to a negative 11x plus 3. And then if you divide by 6. And now, dividing by 6, we have it in slope-intercept form. Don't forget you have to divide by 6 to both terms, not just one of them. So that 3/6 reduces to 1/2, of course. But, there you go. But here's our slope. So what is the slope of the line? So the slope is negative 11/6. The circumference of this is really good review. So pause me, try it on, you behind the screen, pause me, try it on your own, and see if you can figure it out. Do you remember I squared is equal to for number 2? Do you remember how to distribute? Number 3, do you you remember the circumference? Do you remember the formula? Do you have it memorized? Do you remember the formula for circumference of a circle? Go and say it. I'm listening. Come on, starts with the 2. 2 what? Yeah, 2 pi r is the circumference of a circle. So they give you the circumference of a circle, which is 2 pi r. And so 2 pi r is, they give you the circumference is 20 centimeters. And so they're asking you what is the length of the radius of the circle to the nearest tenth. So they want you to solve for r by dividing by 2 pi, because you have times by 2 pi. So if we divide by 2 pi to the other side, then that'll give us the radius. So go ahead and plug that into your calculator there. Calculator. There you go. So we have 2 times pi, 20 centimeters divided by 2 pi. And so that is 20 divided by, is that doing it right? I don't think that's doing it right. So let's do 2 pi first. So 2 pi is 6.283, 6.2831. So now we'll do 20 divided by 6.2831, approximately. That's a bit better. So 3.183. So 3.2. There we go. So then we get r is equal to the nearest tenth, rounded up, 3.2. Nice. 3.2, 3.18, 3.2. Okay, do you know how to solve a rational function? Do you remember how to do that? Sounds like that'll probably be on the test. So solve each proportion, it says. And so you're just going to cross multiply. Remember how to cross multiply? Cross multiply. You know how to cross multiply. You got this. So 6 times x plus 1 equals 5 times. Cross multiply the bottom across to the tops diagonally. Cross multiply. Only if there's an equal sign. Only if there's an equal sign. There you go. So go and distribute that through. Distribute that through. So you end up with 6x plus 6. Just trying to work with my mouse here. Definitely easier on my board. But since we're far away in a foreign country, we're going to use the mouse. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. We're trying to solve for x. So you better keep them positive, even though Valentine's Day is over. Keep your x's positive, so we'll actually minus the 5x over to this side. So 6x minus 5x is 1x. So now we have 1x plus 6 is equal to negative 5. And then we'll minus 6 to the other side. What'd you get? What'd you get? Did you get negative 11? X equals negative 11. Because we minus that 6 to the other side. So we're looking at negative 11, which is not the exclusion. The exclusion is positive 1, because 1 minus 1 is 0. Yep, so negative 11 is good. In a triangle, the ratio of the measures of the angles is 258. Find the measure of each angle in the triangle. Ooh, what do you think? Well, how many angles or how many degrees would you say are in a triangle? Good question. So how many total angles would you say are in a triangle? What do you think? Go ahead and think about it for a second. Okay, do you have a chance to think about it? What do you think? 180. Good. So we have 180 degrees, and they all have to add up to 180. So the ratio of the measures, this is a good ACT question for sure. So if we take 180 and divide by each one of these ratios, that should give us the total measure of each angle of the triangle. So 180 divided by 2, 180 divided by 5. This is just the first thought that comes to my mind. Let's see if we're right. I think we are. And then 180 divided by 8, which is going to be a lot smaller angle. So 180 divided by 2, of course, is a 90-degree right angle, right triangle. Not surprised there. And then what's 180 divided by 5? Let's see. So 180 divided by 5. Let's see here. So 180. Oops, can I do a back button? Nope, there we go. Okay, so that's 36. And then while we're at it, what's 180 divided by 8? That might be more of a decimal. Maybe, we'll see. 22.5. So 180 divided by 8 is 22.5. Let's see here, 22.5. And then 36, well, that doesn't quite add up to 180. So I feel like we're very close, but maybe not close enough, right? Because if we add all three of those, it's not quite there. So 90 plus 36 plus 22.5, our ratios, that's only 148.5, so that's not quite there. So maybe there's another way to do this. In a triangle, the ratio of the measures of the angles is 2. Measures of the angles is 2, 5, 8. So maybe we need to add those up and equal to 180. What do you think? Should we have x in there next to each one since they're ratios? Let's take a look. So I'm going to erase this if it lets me. Ugh. Wow, I don't know if the erasers. I don't think the eraser's as good as I thought it would be. Is there a way to? No, can't select it. I don't know. Okay, so we're just trying to erase that there. So I'm thinking 2x plus 5x plus 8x. Feeling like it'd probably be the same thing, but we'll see. I don't know. I feel pretty good about that. There we go. Okay, let's see here. So let's try. If it lets me, there we go. So 2x plus 5x plus 8x, if it's a triangle, it needs to equal 180, right? Okay, so well, 2x and 5x is 7x, and 7 plus 8x is 15x. So if you add up all three of them, you get 15x is equal to 180, because those are ratios. Let's see here. So then 180 divided by 15 is what we're thinking there. So what's 180 divided by 15? That's what x is anyways. So x is 12. Okay. So if x is 12, let's see if that works. Divide by 15. Divide by 15. So then we get x equals 12. And now we plug it back into each one of these. So plug in 12 here. Plug in 12 here. That might be too big. What's 8 times 12? I don't know. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so we're going to plug each of those in. So 2 times 12, of course, is 24. And then 5 times 12, I think, is 60. And then what's 8 times 12? So 8 times 12 is 96. So that means this is going to be a 96 triangle plus 60 plus 24. 2 times 12 is 24. 5 times 12 is 60. And 8 times 12 is 96. So let's just make sure that that adds up to 180, right? So 96 plus 60 plus 24. So 96 plus 60. Feeling good about it. Boom! Adds up to 180. Looking good. We'll double check our answer key for 2 seconds. Yep, that's it. Looking good. All right. So then, keep on going. Try number 8. Who's Miss Hollis, who's 6 feet tall, wants to measure the height of her very favorite tree. She notices at a certain time of day her shadow is 4 feet long and her tree shadow is 35 feet long. Draw a picture, then set up a proportion to find the height of her favorite tree. So that's a really good real-to-life application of trying to find how tall a tree is off its shadow comparing to how tall you are and your shadow. And that's a really good ratio problem. Number 9 definitely looks like an ACT question, which we have 2 parallel lines and a triangle. They want us to find the values for x and y. So x doesn't look that easy to find because it doesn't say they're equal, but it does say that AE is the same as ED, and both have y in it, so we could set them equal to each other and solve for y right off the bat. So we're actually not going to find x first, we're actually going to find y first. So let's give that a try. So we've got to solve for y. So if we minus y over to this side, 2y minus y is just 1y. Cool. And then if we add 4 to this side, we get 8 plus 4. And 8 plus 4 is 12. So y equals 12. So now if we plug it back into each of these equations, we actually can get these distances, which will help us with x. So 12 plus 8 is a plug in y for 12. So y plus 8 becomes 12 plus 8, which is 20. So this whole distance now is 20. And I should probably pause it, because do you know what to do now? Pause me. Do you know how to do the rest? Come on, you got this. Pause me. Try it on your own. Pinocchio Day. Try it on your own. What the? So then if we take y equals 12 and we plug it also in here, 12 times 2, so 2 times 12 is 24. And then 24 minus 4 is another 20, which makes sense because the line meant they were equal to each other. So this is also 20. And together, if you add them together, you get 40. And so why do we need 40? Because if you take a look, there is, let me change the color here. So there's actually two triangles going on right now. There's this bigger triangle. Can you see it? There's this much bigger triangle that's orange going on, really big one. Right? Big orange triangle that we can use proportions with. And then there's actually a little triangle right here. Do you see the little triangle that's going on there? So we're going to go ahead and do proportions with our green and orange triangles, basically. And so the little triangle is only 20 with 5x minus 3. So we'll do 5x minus 3 has a proportion of 20 on its leg equals 2. And then if we jump back to orange, you'll be able to kind of see there that the whole thing together, really big long side there is 40. And so that big ol' thing there is 40 with the x plus 12. So we started with 5x minus 3 over 20, so now we have to do the bottom or the top of the base, whatever, x plus 12 up here. So we need to do the x plus 12 right here. There it is. So we need to do the x plus 12 now over its triangle side. And so its triangle side is not just 20, it's the length of both the 20s. And so that's 40. And now we can cross multiply. So then we multiply 40 and 20 to their equations and solve for x. So we'll let you finish that. So you're going to multiply 40 over there. And then 20 will go here. Like that. So distribute it through. So now we have 40 times, it's not going to work, is it? Well, not enough room, huh? Sorry about that. I wrote too big with my y equation up there. That's okay. Okay, so we're going to do, let's see here. Ooh, should I type it? Let's type it. Do it. Do it. Type it. Or not. Type it. That might help, right? Okay, so we're going to do 40 times, you try it on your own, pause me, try to beat me, equals, and then 20 is being distributed through with the x plus 12. There we go. So there's the setup. Just going to multiply that through and solve for x, basically, right? Solve for x. So let's see here. So now we have, if it lets me, draw. So now we have 40 times 5 is 200. So 200x. 40 times 3 is 120. Equals 20 times x is 20x. And then what's 20 times 12 is the question. Let me see here. So then 20 times 12 is 240. So that's going to be 20 times. So 20 times 12 is 240. So we're going to erase that. And we'll put 240. Now we're just trying to solve for x. That's weird. Something I did wrong. 40 times 5. Do you know what I did wrong? Oh, is that supposed to be an extra 0? Good. Yeah, 200x. Yeah, good for you if you already spotted that. Good job. Good job. For finding my mistake. Okay, so we'll minus 20x over to this side. And so 200x minus 20x is 180x. And then on the other side, we're going to add 120 over to this side, add 120, 120 over to this side. So when we do that, we get 360. And then we go ahead and divide. I don't know if I did that very well. You should be even doing a different color, Newbold. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to add 120. There we go, over to this side. And so that should be 360. Yeah. So 180 equals 360. Now we're going to divide by 80 to the 180 to the other side. Feel free to fast forward. Do you already know what the answer is? What's 360 divided by 180? So it should be 2, isn't it? Yeah, it should be 2. So y equals 12 and x equals 2. Nice. So y equals 12. So y equals 12 and x equals 2. All right, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. And we'll get into those ratios. And so we'll get into probability next. And so about probability, your answers can be fractions, decimals, percentages, but fractions are ideal. Try to do multiple choice too on Canvas with these. So the 35-member history club is meeting to choose a student government representative. The members can't decide the representative. Who will choose a random? Who will be chosen at random? Cannot be any of the 3 officers of the club. So 3 officers can't be chosen. So that's 35 minus 3. 35 minus 3 is 32. So there are 32 members that can be chosen, right? So what is the probability that Hiroko, who is the member of the club but not an officer, will be chosen? So that should be just out of 32 members. So just, 1 out of 32 is our answer for number 11A. You try B, come on. What do you think? 1 out of 32 there. What is the probability that Micah, who is the president of the club, is chosen as the representative? I thought he couldn't be an officer of the club. That's weird. Student government representative. The representative who will be at chosen at random cannot be any of the 3 officers of the club. That's president's one of the officers. So I would say 0% chance because they're an officer. So Micah is an officer. And it says you cannot be any one of the officers. Cannot be any one of the 3 officers. So 0% chance that Mike can be chosen. 0% chance is our answer. Cool. Alright, thanks for watching and see you in our next video in England. Woo! Thanks for watching and bye for now.